thanks for being with us. What did you see today?
Well, basically, we heard, I was travelling up Melgrave Road and we heard the gunshots. So me and my colleague jumped out of the van, ran up the end of the road and obviously saw the armed police, obviously then walking over to the bodies. Walked around the corner, I saw the car was in the lamppost. There was a big pool of blood next to the car and a big line of blood being dragged off of the pavement into the road. Yeah, it wasn't a pretty sight.
Right. And did you see the attack itself, or did you arrive after it was over?
I arrived just obviously as it all finished, as the shots were fired. There was an old man on the corner who'd seen it all and said what had happened as well. Said that the car had mounted the pavement, hit him, and then the car ended up into the post, and then they proceeded to get out and start to decapitate him. He said at first he thought they were reviving him. He thought it was a traffic accident. Until he got closer, then he see what was happening, and obviously he backed off, and then yeah.
Did you, Michael? Yeah, and did you see the body of the man who is deceased? What were you able to see?
Just a lot of blood, basically, as you could imagine. Obviously, hacking at someone like that is a lot of blood. I'm hearing and seeing reports that it was maybe a soldier. It did look like he was wearing a Help the Heroes T-shirt, but as to say he was wearing uniform, I really couldn't say. I don't think he was. But yeah, it was a very, very tragic scene.
Were you able to see the nature of his injuries?
To be honest, it just looked like a mess. It just looked like a bloody mess up there. Yeah, it didn't look pretty. You couldn't... Obviously, it all happened so quickly when you're there, and all I'm trying to do, went up, look, see what was happening, and run back the other way. Police were already on the scene and pushing everyone back, so, yeah.
And what about the two suspected attackers? Did you see them?
One, I only saw one of them. I didn't see the other one. One of them was down on the corner of the end of the road, laying on the grass bank, already quite quickly receiving treatment. He's one that left in, I believe, to be the second helicopter that landed in the road. They were working on him for a while, him in the helicopter, and the helicopter wasn't in no rush, so obviously I presume that was the deceased one. I did see one of the other gentlemen being taken, another black gentleman being taken, well, not a gentleman, but one of the black guys being taken on a hospital bed but upright, an ambulance, so at that stage, obviously, being upright, I wouldn't presume that he was dead at that point, but obviously the...
Are you, Michael, are you now talking, Michael, about one of the two men suspected of being involved in the attack? Those were...
Yes.
Can you describe them?
Yeah, because it was two black guys that were the perpetrators, and obviously the white gentleman was the one that was attacked, and I saw one of the black gentlemen being put into the back of an ambulance, not in a helicopter. So he seemed to be upright, but didn't look like he was moving, but they had the bed upright and he went into the back of an ambulance.
Was he conscious?
I couldn't see, not that close, I couldn't tell if he was conscious, but the other body was taken in the chopper, didn't seem to be alive. They weren't in no rush, so seemed like already deceased.
Now, what was the scene when you were watching all of this unfold? What was the police presence like in that street?
The police, I personally think got there pretty quickly. Just as we arrived, a big police van with, I'd say, 10 officers or so were running out with medical kits and everything straight away, right up the road. Ambulance, there was 2 or 3 ambulances there by then, turning up, and then just more and more police cars. It was a very quick response, I think, so...
And the gunshots that you heard, were those gunshots that you believe were as a result of the police operation, or gunshots that may have gone off during the initial attack?
I heard 3... Me and the guy I work with heard 3 shots, and then a 3-second silence, and then about 4 or 5 more shots. So whether that was return fire or all fire on from one gun, I couldn't really say, but that's what we heard. 3 shots, a 3-second gap, and then another 5 shots.
What more struck you about what you saw? Because, I mean, this obviously is a tragic incident, Michael. It's not something, certainly, thankfully, not something you have to witness every day. But what details struck you as you witnessed this scene and the aftermath of this attack?
I don't know, it's cliche, or maybe it's a scene out of a horror movie, to be honest. It's just incredible, absolutely incredible. Never seen nothing like it. Just, yeah, bad day for the whole of Britain.
All right, Michael Attlee, thank you so much for joining us on this day where you had to witness something so terrible, so bloody, so tragic for you. Thanks for bringing us your perspective on what happened and telling us